Hey everyone. Thanks so much for joining me for another sales Q&A. Now, today's question comes from Michelle and it's a pretty serious one. It's about how do you deal with the commoditization of services? So, it's situations like suddenly everyone seems to be really focused on just price. They think they can get the service that you provide cheaper. And even current clients are starting to reevaluate. And what do you do with that? And it's a great question. I don't know. It seems like a lot of people are dealing with this kind of thing right now. And it could be COVID related. It could be that we are coming out of this and people are reevaluating their budgets. It could be that they had to put things on pause. And now, as they're coming back into it, they're questioning how they want to, re-engage. It could be all sorts of things. And that's pretty much the point that I want to make, is that the truth is that we don't know why prospects and customers are making the decisions that they're making unless we ask them. Our job, as tricky as it may seem, is to engage in a conversation where we're asking those questions. And we have the right to ask those questions. Quite frankly, we have an obligation to ask them, because if you think about it, a prospect or a customer can come into a conversation with a belief system, and it may be right or wrong. It may be valid. It may have some holes in it. It may be a little dangerous. They don't know the things that they don't know. You're the expert in your industry. So engaging in a conversation and just asking them to share what they're thinking, what's going on. Have they heard something, through the grapevine? Is there something going on in their business that they're, stepping slowly into things? And then there are two questions that I think we should always be asking in any situation where we're dealing with, I'll say the price and the value of what we sell. And they go like this. They're two sides of the same coin. The first question is, what will this do for you or your company when you successfully engage in this service? When you use this service, what does success look like? What will it do for your business? Interestingly, it gets them thinking about the real true importance and value of engaging to begin with, right? And we want them to be in that situation, in that thought process around, well, this is important to my business because. Now, is there a risk that they're going to think about that and think, you know what, right now there is no value in it? Maybe. That's okay. Better right? We don't want them getting into it and then deciding it's not something that they want to be doing. So we're helping them walk through a process. Most importantly, we are helping them really think about what this will do for them, how it will move them forward, how it will help them succeed, how it will solve problems, whatever that thing is. Then the other side of the question is, what will the impact be on your business or you if you don't do this? What'll happen? Same thing. It gets them thinking, well, nothing. Okay, then maybe it's not the time to be doing it. But chances are good they're going to be able to actually process in their mind what it looks like if they stay on the path they're on, if they don't engage in this process, they don't take on this service, whatever it is. And what happens is now they can see what it's going to feel like, what it's going to mean for their business when they do this thing. but they can also see what the impact is going to be on their business if they don't do this thing. Okay. Now they have established a certain level of value to your service or the service of your industry. Let's say it that way. Because now it holds a significance and a value that it might not have before. So before, where they might have been thinking, I can get this anywhere, so I'm just going to see where I can get the biggest bang for my buck. Now what they're thinking is, this is pretty important. I want to make sure that I am engaging with the best resource that's going to get me to goal as well, as quickly as, whatever those things are, as possible. They're not going to say that out loud, but you need to know that that then becomes part of their thought process, so that then when you are asking all of your other questions and you are talking to them and connecting those dots, you're going to use that information to help you connect those dots, right? You're going to say, now, what I heard from you was, this is how this is, engaging in this process, this is how it's going to help your business. And it sounds to me like this has relative significance. So you feel strongly about making sure that it is handled well and professionally and whatever. Please be assured, this is how we approach these situations. We don't just slap something together. We bring years of knowledge and blah, blah, blah. You are pulling all of that information to the decision, right? These are all of the things that you bring to the table that add value to this whole service process. So it's not just that you took a correspondence course and now you can do whatever it is. It's that you have education, experience, skill, whatever those things are that you've honed over the years, or however you want to put it, that you bring to the table, so that it gives them a leg up, right? They can be confident, they can be secure that you know what you're doing. So then when you are then talking about, now let's talk about what that looks like from an investment standpoint, they're probably going to be a little more open to it, because there's doing it at a lower price and then running the risk of it not working and having to redo it, which is going to cost more, or going in at a reasonable, intelligent, matched level, investment to value, doing it once, doing it, right the first time, every time, getting the result that they are looking for. If all of those things are matched up and they really do hold it to that level of value, it does have that amount of significance, you've talked about all of these things, that's going to make sense. If not, they're not the right prospect for you. They're not the right customer for you. And that's okay too. I know it's hard. It's not personal. It's just not a match, right? So we gotta be having these conversations. I do this thing where I say, there's things that they don't know. Probably more importantly, you don't know till you ask the questions and you get the answers. And I mean real answers, meaningful answers. You don't know what's going on with them. You don't know why they're making the decisions that they're making. You don't know what is going on in the boardroom, right? What their board of directors is telling them. But you can ask and you can find out in just a curious, information gathering sort of way, because ultimately speaking, your goal is to make sure that they are getting the solution that is best for them from whatever resource is best for them. It may be you. It may not be. And you want to be partnering with the clients who value what you do for the investment that they are making. And this is part of that conversation. Man, we got to be having these conversations. They don't have to be difficult. we just gotta, buckle up and do it. So you can get more answers in my book, Succeed Without Selling, which is available on Amazon, and there is the link. You can always email me or visit me on one of the social platforms and ask me a question that you would like me to answer here on one of these sales Q&As, and I would be happy to do that. Until then, stay curious, stay prosperous, and have those challenging conversations. See you next Friday.